morning, friends, and welcome here. It's 5 a.m. and we are going to be doing an early morning weekly meal prep, and I'm going to try to keep it very simple. I try to keep my meal preps as simple as possible because all the more if I'm doing them in the morning, by the time my husband comes back from the gym and my baby wakes up, I want to make sure that I have everything back to the way it was so that my husband can prep his his breakfast and his meal for work and all that fun stuff. So yeah, I try to make sure that I don't last that long in the kitchen, and I think just in general I don't like spending tons of time in the kitchen. Most of the meal prep is for just me, and it lasts me about like 4 to 5 days usually. For some of the things that I make, it varies, but that's usually around how long it lasts me. But yeah, I'm very excited for this week's meal prep, and let's get started because I have about an hour and a half, and let's see how much I get done. I was going to say but coffee first, but that's actually going to come second. Before that, I'm going to be making my daily greens. It's honestly just so good, and I genuinely look forward to it every day because it's that refreshing. So let me make that and then we'll move on to our meal prep. So this morning I'm going to start off with my daily greens. I love having this every single day. It's from a wonderful company called Compliment, and they kindly reached out to me and actually gave me an affiliate code to share with you guys. It's joywithplants, or you can find it in the description, but it gives you 15% off of your first purchase. And it's not sponsored, I just genuinely really love this product and you should try it out. It's so yummy. And as for this morning's prep, I'm going to get started with dicing up my my carrots and some zucchini and my tempeh. And typically, you guys know I steam up my tempeh, but today I am a little extra lazy, and so I am actually just going to be dicing it up and just putting it straight in the oven. But I washed and cleaned all of my produce, and I'm gonna do different variations for the carrots just because it's early in the morning as I'm filming this, and I honestly don't want to make any noise because it's very early and I do not want to risk waking up my daughter. She's napping, well, she's sleeping because it's still very early in the morning. So I have to do everything very silently, but let's get this done. And I just added everything to a pan and seasoned it very, very well. I did some garlic powder, some onion powder, and I also did some paprika and some onion salt from Trader Joe's. This thing is so delicious. I love it. And I also added a lot of nutritional yeast. And if you can see and tell, I did not add any type of seasoning to the zucchini because I did see online that it actually ends up crisping up better or cooking better and doesn't get soggy if you don't season it up until the very end. So that's what I decided to do. And now we are going to be prepping this other type of vegetables that I found at Costco, and I am a fan of the Tattoo Chef frozen meals. So when I saw this and my husband saw this, we definitely had to pick it up. So I just added a bunch of that onto a pan to try it out, and I loved their Brussels sprouts, so I highly recommend it. And as for my tempeh, I did strips, and again, I didn't end up steaming it first, but if you do decide to steam it, or if you're new to tempeh, I do suggest you do that. I find that texture is better. It comes out softer in the middle and crispy on the outside that way. But again, I was a little lazy, so I didn't. But I added some garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, some chili powder, and salt and pepper, and it came out so good. I highly recommend adding chili powder. It added a great kick to it, and this did come out a lot crispier, with a crispier texture because I didn't steam it. But this method of putting it in the oven will work really well if you like crispy tempeh. Now moving on to the next thing, as those cook in the oven, I'm going to be prepping some muffins, and I'm making 2 batches today. I'm making one for my daughter, which actually turned out to be super delicious, even though they weren't sweetened with anything except the banana. But I will link all the links for this down below because I did use somebody else's recipe for this. So you can definitely click down below and you'll find them there, but it's so yummy. The change that I made when it came to the instructions is I just let it sit a little bit longer so that they could get a little bit fluffier and rise better. I thought that helped. I saw somebody in the comments mention that, so that's just kind of what I followed too. But these again were so delicious and super healthy and yummy. Now moving on to the second batch of muffins. For this one, if you can tell, I was working with green bananas. Surprisingly, they still came out really good. They were so yummy and delicious, and I made these before. This is from Fig Green Mind, and these originally are supposed to be like in a pan, a large pan, but I made them once before a while ago, and I made them in muffins, and they came out so good, and they make the perfect snack or the perfect just on-the-go breakfast. And I really encourage you to make these because these are so simple and yummy, and I really enjoyed them. Also, I have been loving these rolled oats from Costco. I have not found a place that sells a huge bag of organic rolled oats besides there. And I am a very happy girl to know that they sell a big batch of organic rolled oats there. So I'm very happy. As I'm watching over this, I totally just realized I could have also added some white chocolate, and these would have been even better. So definitely for next time. And now I'm just going to mash up some raspberries with my fingers, and this is going to be the topping for my daughter's muffins. And I'm going to spray her side of the pan just to make sure that they don't burn or turn crispy on the outside, and they're going to be perfect for her. And I'm going to be topping them off with the raspberry mixture, and these were so delicious. Throughout the week they do end up getting a little bit dry on the top, like you don't get as much color from the raspberries, so I just smashed up some more, put it on top, and she absolutely loved these and I loved them too. And now I'm just going to be putting in my chocolate chip muffins. And I did have leftover batter, so for that I'm just going to use this little tin that I had. And now into the oven they go on 350 for 25 minutes, and I replaced them with the tempeh, and this is how the tempeh turned out. Now, just like I did last week, I am going to be making some overnight oats. These are so handy and easy to have on hand and ready. These make such a great base because you could just change it up throughout the week and add different toppings and other spices and whatnot, and it's so yummy. So yeah, that was quick and that was easy. Now with my tempeh done, my vegetables came out of the oven too, and all the times and everything for all of this is going to be down below in the description box. And the Tatusha vegetables came out, and they came out so good. The Brussels sprouts in this thing were amazing, so soft and tender, and I will absolutely be making this again and repurchasing. Within just 25 to 30 minutes, our muffins were ready to take out of the oven. I did make a mistake and I took out the raspberry muffins, but I left the chocolate chip muffins in the oven for a little bit longer, and they ended up burning a little bit, but they were still just as yummy, just a little crispier. Alright, so now it's time for part 2. It's been about 3-ish hours. It's 10, and this is going to be the second round of batch prepping. That's kind of how it goes for me. Sometimes realistically, it doesn't all happen in one big chunk of time. Sometimes it does, like last meal prep, that it ended up working perfectly, but for this meal prep, I am making a couple more different things, so that's just kind of how it goes. But for the rest of this, we are going to be making some sweet potatoes, some potatoes in the Instant Pot, and I'm also going to be prepping some beans and making some turmeric rice. I've shared the turmeric rice that I've made before, and I'm going to link it down below. And as for all of these things that I'm prepping, all the details for everything is going to be down below in the description box. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and let's go on to part 2 of this meal prep. Now for the second part of the meal prep, I'm going to start with prepping some regular russet potatoes. I'm going to steam these up because maybe throughout the week I want some fries or something like that. So I'm just going to steam them up in my Instant Pot and have them ready. And I place them in the Instant Pot for 10 minutes on pressure cook. Now onto the second batch of potatoes. I'm going to be making sweet potatoes, and I absolutely do love the purple one. It's so yummy. It tastes kind of like the Hannah yam, which is my absolutely favorite sweet potato. So highly recommend you try them, but I'm just piercing them with a fork, and I'm going to put them in the bake feature for 50 minutes on 350. Now you could most definitely put them in the oven. I just didn't want to turn my oven on again because it was, you know, later in the day and it'd get really hot. So that's what I did. And now moving on to the turmeric rice. I've shared this one before, and this is so like phenomenal. This is an amazing rice recipe, and it's so simple and easy to put together, and it just making a huge batch of it and adding it to anything, it just adds so much flavor to any type of Buddha bowl or any other type of like combination of foods. It's so good. And now for my beans of choice for the week, I'm gonna do some more black beans. I absolutely love black beans, and you can never go wrong with them. I still have yet to try to make some black bean brownies. If you have made them, or if you have a recipe, please link me down below because I really want to try some black bean brownies. And here's the turmeric rice. It came out so amazing. And then my potatoes were done at around the same time as my rice. And then I threw in my beans as well, added some onion powder, some garlic powder, and threw in some water, and I seasoned with salt at the end. And this is how my sweet potatoes turned out. They came out very soft on the inside, and they were just so yummy. And here's my batch of potatoes for the week. And this week, something new that I did pick up, because it's fall season, even though honestly here in Florida it doesn't really feel like fall, so it's kind of weird, but I picked up this butternut Wait, no, it's not a butternut squash. It's an acorn squash. I picked up an acorn squash and I just love how colorful it is. It makes me so happy. It definitely feels like fall because of it. But I did 2 different kinds. For my daughter, I made her one with just some avocado oil on it and some cinnamon, and she loved this so much. And for mine, I did some maple syrup and some cinnamon, and it was so yummy. It made a perfect sweet dessert. And I put this in the Instant Pot on the Broil feature, that's a mouthful, for about 20 minutes on 400 degrees, and it was so yummy. Today's video, friends. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching and for supporting me. If you would like to see more videos like this, then please consider subscribing down below and give the video a big thumbs up for me. It helps me out a lot just so that more people can see the videos that I share. And other than that, that's it for me, and I'll see you in the next video very soon. Bye!